Welcome students to the chemistry class. Now today I will start very important lesson in class 10th from chemistry part, that is metals and non-metals. Metals and non-metals, it is very important chapter. So total 5 chapters there from chemistry part. So from 5 it is the third chapter. So metals and non-metals. So, first of all, in today's class, we will discuss about introduction of metals. That means what is meant by metal, some examples, and next physical properties of metals. About metals and physical properties of metals we will discuss. Now let us start with some metals. So you can see here some examples given per metals. Some examples given per metals. So what are that examples? Lead. Lead is one metal. Lead. Next, tin. Tin. Actually, what is the symbol of lead? Pb. Pb. Lead symbol is Pb. So tin symbol is Sn. Sn. And nickel. One more metal is nickel. Ni. Symbol is Ni. Nickel. You know gold. Au. Gold. Platinum. Pt. Symbol is Pt. And copper. Symbol is Cu. So these are some examples for metals: lead, tin, nickel, gold, platinum, and copper. So these are the uses of metals. These are the uses of metals. Metals have so many uses. So we will see next the importance of metals. Metals are useful because of their properties. Metals have different physical properties. So because of their characteristic physical properties, they have several uses. Metals have both physical and chemical properties. You can see here some of the uses of metals. Some of the uses. So ornaments. So gold metal, gold, platinum, you can use as ornaments. Some utensils for cooking purpose, some tools, cutting tools, and a train, bullet train, some aeroplane parts, some these also some kitchen items. So not only in kitchen ornaments and this train pot, it has metals have so many uses. That means in transport, here you see, you can see cooking vessels, gold and platinum, silver coins, nails, pipes, metal pipes. So next tools. So these are some examples per uses of metals. So first of all, you will see metal. What is meant by metal? What is meant by metal? What is meant by metal? The elements which have tendency to lose the electrons. The elements which have tendency to lose the electrons are called metals. So that means what is meant by tendency? Nature. Nature. The elements which have tendency to lose the electrons are called metals. That means these elements have tendency, have nature to lose the electrons. So it is important. So they have more tendency to lose the electrons. Examples, for one example per metal is sodium. You know sodium atomic number Z is equal to 11. So what is the atomic number of sodium? You know atomic numbers up to 18. In class 9th you studied atomic numbers up to 18 elements. Not only atomic numbers, you studied about electronic configuration also. So you see sodium atomic number 11. So what is the electronic configuration of sodium? 281. 281. It is the electronic configuration. So what is 281? That means in K shell, sodium contains 2 electrons. In L shell, 8 electrons, and in M shell, 1 electron. So it is the nucleus, K shell, L shell, and M shell. So it is the electronic arrangement. In K shell 2, in L shell 8, in M shell 1. So how many electrons are there in the valence shell of sodium? In the valence shell of sodium, only 1 electron is there. You know, in valence shell, if 8 electrons are there, in valence shell, if 8 electrons are there, then only that element is stable. So to get 8 electrons, what this sodium will do? Sodium will lose this electron, valence electron. Sodium is ready to lose that valence electron. By the loss of this valence electron, what is the configuration of sodium now? 2, 8. 2, 8. Now it is not sodium, it is a sodium ion, Na plus. Sodium ion. So this is a electronic configuration of sodium ion. It is stable, sodium ion is stable because of 8 electrons. So the sodium has more tendency to lose the lost electron. So after the loss of this last electron, that means last electron, you can call it as valency electron. By the loss of last electron, it becomes Na plus. What is the configuration of Na plus? 2, 8. So it is stable. Now it is stable. That means sodium is trying to convert into Na plus. Sodium is easily lose that electron and give Na plus. That means sodium has more tendency to lose the electron. So not only sodium, there are so many elements which have more tendency to lose the electrons. These elements are called metals. Now you see one more element, magnesium. Atomic number of magnesium is 12. Atomic number of magnesium is 12. So what is the electronic configuration of magnesium? Electronic configuration of magnesium is 282. It is 282. That means it is nucleus, K shell 2 electrons, L shell 8 electrons, M shell 2 electrons. So 2, 8 and 2. So is it stable magnesium? No. Why? Only 8 is there in valence shell, then only it is stable. Here 2 are there, so it is not stable. How many valency electrons are there in magnesium? 2 valency electrons are there. So then magnesium, what magnesium will do? Magnesium is trying to lose these 2 electrons. By the loss of these 2 electrons, Mg will become Mg plus 2. Mg will become Mg2 plus. So magnesium is converted into Mg2 plus because magnesium is metal because it is ready to lose 2 electrons. So metals are electropositive elements. Why metals are electropositive elements? Metals are electropositive elements because you already seen Na is ready to lose electron and gives Na plus ion plus. Similarly, magnesium is ready to lose 2 electrons and given Mg plus 2 ion. So metals always forms positive charge. It is ready to lose electrons. It will get positive charge. So that's why metals are electropositive elements. Metals are electropositive elements. most of the elements in the periodic table, most of the elements in the periodic table are metals. So in out of 118 elements, nearly 91 elements in the periodic table are metals. Now you will see briefly about metals. A metal is a material. A metal is a material that is typically hard. Metals are hard, opaque, shiny, and has good electrical and thermal conductivity. Metals are generally malleable. What is malleable? That is, they can be hammered or pressed permanently out of shape without breaking or cracking, as well as fusible, that means able to be fused or melted, and ductile. What is meant by ductile? Able to be drawn out into a thin wire. About 91 of the 118 elements, about 91 out of 118 elements in the periodic table are metals. Some of the elements appear in both metallic and non-metallic forms. Some of the elements exhibit both metallic and non-metallic form. That type of elements are called metalloids. That type of elements are called metalloids or semi-metals. Metalloids are semi-metals. So some examples for metals are gold, silver, iron, copper, etc. So you see in the periodic table, where metals are located, this element is a starting element in the periodic table. In the periodic table, it is the starting element, that is hydrogen. Hydrogen is a non-metal. Hydrogen plus these elements present on right hand side of the periodic table. These are non-metals. Other than this, so remaining, you see lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. These elements, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium, these are more reactive metals. In the periodic table, entire periodic table, these metals are more reactive. These metals have some name, another name. That metal's name is alkali metals. What are alkali metals? Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium. So like this, next group, this is called second group elements: beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, radium. These are called alkaline earth metals. What is the name? Alkaline earth metals. Group 1 elements are called alkali metals. Group 2 elements are called alkaline earth metals. In between all these elements, middle some elements are there. These elements are called transition metals. Here only their main elements: copper, silver, gold, platinum, iron. So most of the metals here located. So these are lanthanides and actinides, inner transition elements. These elements are also called metals. In this side it is called P block. P block also contains some metals. So in the entire periodic table, nearly 91 elements are metals. So more than two-third elements are metals. So other than this right hand side elements, remaining elements are metals. Between metals and non-metals, some other elements are there: boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, antimony, tellurium, polonium. These elements are called metalloids. These are metals. this side, left hand side, all left hand side and bottom of the periodic table are metals. Right hand side non-metals. Between metal and non-metal some zigzag line is there, so these elements are metalloids. So it is about position of metals in the periodic table. So among all metals, which elements are more reactive metals? Alkali metals are more reactive metals. Now we will see physical properties of metals. Physical properties. So we will see first one, metals are solids except mercury. I told nearly 91 metals are there. Out of 91, only one element is liquid, that is mercury. Only one element is liquid, that is mercury. Other than this mercury, all are solids. Metals are solids except mercury. But there are some elements. Gallium is a liquid at room temperature. Below the room temperature, gallium is solid. So there are some metals, gallium, cesium and francium. These metals are solids, but at nearly 30 degrees centigrade, these metals becomes liquid. But at room temperature also, mercury is liquid. So most of the metals, all metals other than this mercury are solids. Mercury at room temperature is a liquid. Okay, it is about physical state of metals. What is the physical state of metals? Metals are solids. Next property is hardness. Hardness is another property of metals. However, there are quite a few metals which are soft. I told already, alkali metals. What are the alkali metals? Sodium, lithium, potassium, rubidium, francium, cesium. So these alkali metals are soft. You can cut alkali metals with a knife. Okay, it is about mercury. So it is a liquid. But all others, I told middle of the periodic table, some metals are there. What are that metals? Middle of the periodic table. So that metals are transition metals. All transition metals are hard metals. Hardness is another property of metals, but alkali metals are soft. So you can cut sodium metal, you can see in chemistry lab, sodium metal you can cut with knife like cake. Okay, so next physical property, lustrous. Metals have luster. This means they are shining property. Example, gold, copper, silver, iron. Metals are lustrous. So copper items, copper vessels, silver coins, silver ornaments, gold ornaments. So these copper vessels, so they have shining property. Because of shining surface, they have lustrous property. Okay, next one, malleability. What is meant by malleability? Metals are malleable. That means they can be beaten into thin sheets with a hammer. Metals can be beaten into thin sheets with a hammer. Example, you can find iron sheets, copper sheet, gold foil like this. You see here it is gold foil, aluminum foil. In packing items you can see in food packing they will use aluminum foil, gold foil. This type of property is called malleability. Metals are malleable. What is meant by malleability? They can be beaten into thin sheets with a hammer. So this is called malleability property. Gold is the most malleable metal. Gold is the most malleable metal. 1 gram of gold can be beaten into sheets with an area of about 6.7 square feet. So metals can be beaten into thin sheets. This is called malleability. Next property, ductility. It is also similar to malleability. Malleability means can be beaten into sheets. Here can be drawn into wires. Metals are ductile. That is, they can be drawn into thin wires. They can be drawn into thin wires. Example, gold, copper, gold wire. In ornaments you can see in chain, gold chains, they can make into wire. Copper wire, silver wire, iron wires using for fencing. Platinum is the most ductile metal. Copper, gold, etc. are also used as thin wires. You can see copper wiring in pan and refrigerator, wiring that copper metal with thin, very thin wires. Next you can see, so this is copper wire and aluminum wire. For electrical cables, current pole, electrical pole, you can see from pole between which wire is there and poles, that is aluminum wire. The filament of electric bulb is made up of fine wires, very thin wires. So that metal, what is that metal? Tungsten. Tungsten is the metal. So it is an interesting point. 1 gram of gold. You take 1 gram of gold, small piece, small will come very small. 1 gram of gold can be drawn into a wire of about 2 kilometers length. So with 1 gram gold, you can make a wire of 2 kilometers length. So making into thin wires, what is the property name? Ductility. So next property of metals is conductor. Metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. Metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. That means they allows heat and electricity to pass through it easily. Example, gold is a good conductor, copper is a good conductor, silver, iron. You can see here copper wire. Copper wire is a good conductor of electricity. Copper wire is a good conductor. Copper wire, here copper wire. You can see some containers, vessels. Here conductors of heat, conductors of electricity. Here conductors of electricity. Metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. So not only this one, some activities also there related to thermal conductivity. So the ability to conduct heat is an important property of metal. You see in cooking, so you touch the vessel, another end, one side is cooking, you can find heat is transferred from this end to another end. So silver is the best thermal conductor among metals. Which is the best conductor among metals? Silver. Silver is the best thermal conductor. Aluminum, copper, etc. also possess comparatively high thermal conductivity. So this is the one activity. Here for metal wire, one pin is fixed with wax. You kept one burner, start heating. So burner, by using burner, middle of this metal wire is heating, middle. After some time you can find this pin can pull down because the heat energy is transferred from middle of this to this end. So that means this rod allows the flow of heat through it. Flow of heat through it. So any substance which allows the flow of heat through it is called thermal conductor. Similarly, electricity passed means electrical conductor. Next one is melting and boiling points. Next property of metals is melting and boiling point. Metals have high melting point and boiling points. Example, iron, copper, gold, aluminum, etc. have high melting point and boiling point. Some metals have low melting point and boiling points like alkali metals. So middle of the periodic table, transition metals, they have high melting point and boiling point. Next property is density. Metals have high density. Iron, you can see iron weight more, copper, gold, etc. For competitive exams, you can remember most element with metal with highest density is osmium. Osmium. So density, most metals have high density, because of that they feel heavy for their size. So you keep some sodium metal in kerosene, it will settle at the bottom of the kerosene because its density is more. So next property, physical property of metals. Metals are sonorous. That means metals are sonorous. It means it makes sound when it hit with an object. Example, bells, strings of guitar and etc. So these are the physical properties of metals. Now what properties explained? Again I will revise. Metals are solids except mercury. Metals are solids except mercury. Metals are hard, but there are soft metals also there, alkali metals. Metals have metallic luster, shining property. Metals are malleable. Malleability means they can be beaten into thin sheets. Metals are ductile, can be drawn into thin wires. Metals have high melting point, but gallium and cesium have low melting points. They melt in the palm of the hand. They melt at the room temperature nearly 30 degrees centigrade. Metals have high boiling points. They are good conductors of heat. Best conductors are silver and copper. Poor conductors are lead and mercury. Which metals are poor conductors? Lead and mercury. Metals are good conductors of electricity. Best conductor of electricity is silver and copper. Metals are sonorous, that means they produce sound when they beaten. So this page, particularly this page, is very important. You have to remember for examination point of view. This is about physical properties of metals. In next class, I will explain about physical properties of non-metals. Okay? Thank you.